Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, still hanging out with Richard Jefferson, Zach Lowe. We're going to talk a little Anthony Davis, who is now an NBA champion and can become a free agent. Everyone assumes AD will be back with the Lakers. I assume AD will be back with the Lakers. Richard, with LeBron about to turn 36 and approaching what will be his 18th season, is 27-year-old AD ready to take the keys to the Lakers franchise from LeBron, or is that still a bit off?
No, not yet. He's not yet. This was just the first understanding of what it takes to win a championship. He has all the ability, he has all the talent, but you have to learn. And Jimmy Butler was a great example of that. I guarantee you Jimmy Butler had never been as tired as he was in the NBA Finals because he learned what it was to give his all. And I think Anthony Davis had some ups and downs in this postseason where you were looking for him. And when you take the keys, that means that you are showing up every single night, no matter what. And he's close, but he's not there yet.
I agree with RJ, actually. And when I hear the who has the keys metaphor, I tend to take it as who's driving the offense, who's organizing the offense, who's got the ball in their hands to start the key possessions. That's still going to be LeBron. And the beauty of this partnership is LeBron, as he gets even older and the minutes pile up and maybe he loses like a teensy bit of a step, he can play that organizing role, that orchestrating role, but play it and average 20 points a game, 22 points a game, 22, 10, and 10 or something like that. And AD can average 30, 32. That's the beauty of how they mesh together. But in terms of who am I trusting to organize the big possessions in every game, it's still going to be LeBron James, and I think it's going to be for a while.
Well, no, the one thing I was going to say is, I have a feeling that LeBron James leading the league in assists was sending a message that, I will adjust my game if more players want to come here. I can still facilitate. And I think that was a message
totally
for him doing that. Yeah.
That's so interesting. It's funny. I had a conversation with Jeannie Buss last night after sort of all the hoopla died down. And we were talking about that contract that she gave Kobe Bryant when he was clearly not going to be himself after the Achilles injury, the giant number that a lot of people said crippled the franchise for the next couple years. And why did they do that? And was it really worth it? And her point the whole way through is we want to send a message to the rest of the league about how the Lakers treat our superstars and the people who have done things for us. And I think that is part of what made LeBron James want to come to the Lakers. It worked, right?
Well, yeah, 100%. And also, that was sending a message. Now, there's other little messages in, but also this, if LeBron James is chasing after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time leading scorer, you know damn well they want him in a Laker jersey. So they're going to do everything to make sure that he is happy, that he wants to be there long term, and that's going to be most likely paying for somebody well after their prime. And so I think that's, very similar to what they did for Kobe.
And paying Anthony Davis, of course, which you guys heard in the first segment. I asked AD about his free agency. He gave a very coy answer, which I don't completely understand, since we all know the Lakers will offer him the maximum amount of money they can offer him, and then he will take the maximum amount of money he can take.
Years.
I don't know what he's trying to bargain for.
Years.
Is it years of flexibility, options?
And there's some holes in this Laker roster. We saw it. There were some holes. And so obviously the Lakers are going to have to go into the tax. They'll be a tax team. So it's like he now has some leverage. Okay, well, who are you guys going to go get? You can go get one player. You can show me that you're going to add to some of the gaps that we had in this roster. Then I will sign my deal. So you got to keep your leverage for as long as possible.
Well, and I also thought maybe he was playing coy, as you put it, because the pandemic has thrown the cap situation in complete chaos. It may be best for him to sign a one-year deal and do a long-term deal somewhere down the line. All those decisions are very complex. It may take time. But, yeah, he's coming back. LeBron is going to stay on the team. And as long as those two dudes are on the team and they tinker with the supporting cast here and there, they're going to be right in the mix and toward the top of the mix every single season until the wheels fall off, because those guys are just that good.
Well, remember, of course, LeBron with all the one-year, one-and-one contracts to sort of make sure that he held Dan Gilbert, for example, accountable on that team you were on, Richard, to make sure the right pieces were around. Who's LeBron's agent? Rich Paul, who is Anthony Davis's agent. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.